Today I am going to be answering the age-old question once again of whether Wizard101 is worth playing in insert year here. I know many people have made videos like this, and even me myself posted a video literally last year just talking about whether this game was kind of worth playing, you know, after more than a whole decade of it just being up and running, and whether you should come back to the game and just pretty much what's going on. And yes, I could just change the title and thumbnail of the previous video, you know, titled like whether Wiz is worth it or not to play or come back to in 2020. I could just slap a 2021 over all of that, but I think making updated videos just kind of annually is really important, because every single year, you know, this game, it gets updates, things happen, changes occur, and I think just kind of keeping the general public, or at least, you know, not even the general public, but I guess just that percentage of people who don't really follow the game as much, just kind of keep them up to date year to year, you know? And yes, I do realize that we are already like 5 or 6 months into 2021. Sorry, this video, you know, it's a little bit late, but better late than never, I suppose. So anyways, I am going to kind of get into my short answer just first, telling you guys, answering the question of whether Wizard101 is worth playing in 2021 or not, or coming back to it or whatever. And my short answer is just inexplicably yes. Now, the main reason I say this is because really, if you're looking to come back to Wiz, right, and play it on, I don't know, let's say like a semi-consistent basis or something, even if you're looking, you know, to the game, even if you're looking at the game through like rose-colored glasses or whatever, or pretty much like through the lens of nostalgia, I really do think it is worth it to kind of come back to the game for those nostalgic purposes, because the core basis of this game is still the same, right? So like, of course, you know, we get new content, we get new items in the crown shop, there's like new pieces of gear that get released from time to time that are better, but the core basis of the game is still the same. You know, this is still the same old Wizard City. You got the same old first arc or whatever, and a lot of those things that you did love about the game in the past, you know, come when you actually do join the game, I think you will find that they are all still there, and honestly, and then some. So if you are coming back to Wizard101, you know, purely for nostalgic purposes, I really do think it is worth it, because at a core level, this game is pretty much exactly the same as it was. The reason why I am addressing the specific people, you know, that are watching this video right now that want to come to Wiz, or want to come back to Wiz for nostalgic purposes, is because I truly believe that is honestly one of the main reasons why people come back to the game in the first place. You know, they might come back for those nostalgic reasons and then actually end up really enjoying the game and then playing it on a pretty consistent basis, but really it all kind of just starts with having those nostalgic thoughts, you know, in your head that actually drive you to download the game and try it out once again. So in short, yes, this is very much in many ways still the same Wiz that you left all of those years ago, and you know, just for memory's sake, I highly suggest giving it a shot if you're like in that subset group of people. Now, let's say you are in the minority of people actually watching this video and you've never actually played Wiz before, but maybe, you know, you found the game through whatever means necessary, and now you're just kind of curious about it and kind of want to play it. Well, my advice to you is I think you should definitely try the game out. I think it is very worth it to at least give it a shot. My recommendation is you maybe buy like the first month of membership or something like that, which is like $10. Sometimes it's like on sale for $5, which obviously makes it a lot more worth it, and just give it a shot, man. You know, go do a few side activities, run through a few quests in the main quest line, and you know, if you like it, then you like it. If it interests you, then it interests you. If you don't like it, well, you don't like it. And then, of course, there's, you know, little interest left after that point. But I think it really is worth it to give it a shot, because this game has a lot of great content inside of it. You know, the graphics, you know, in some places are pretty cool. I think the story is overall really good, and I am also a fan of the, you know, kind of card combat style. I think it is really unique, and I think it's a sort of combat that it's a little bit niche, but I think it can also appeal to a lot of people as well, just purely because of its uniqueness. And now it is time for me to address the people whose argument for and justification for not coming back to the game is that the game is dying and they just don't really see, you know, it being very worth it to play a game that is just quote unquote like gonna go down under in like a year or two or something like that. And I know there's like there's a very few amount of people who actually kind of make that argument these days, because I feel like it's more obvious now than ever that this game is definitely far from dying, and I mean like really, really far from dying. And the reason I say that is because if you guys haven't been, you know, keeping up with all of the news regarding Wiz, or if you've really just been living under a fucking rock, the company MGI actually acquired KingsIsle for like a crazy amount of money. It was like 126 million or something like that. And this is like really, really good news for many, many reasons, and I'm just gonna like go over it very, very briefly. So I have a pretty positive outlook just pertaining to the acquisition of KingsIsle by MGI, because, you know, if a company pays a shit ton of money for a game that's like 12 years old or something like that, it actually might be, no way, I think it's a little bit more than 12 years old actually at this point. Well, to me, that kind of shows that they see a lot of potential in this game and they want to improve upon it, because you don't just buy something for $126 million, you know, just to quit on it, or, you know, if you don't see anything that you can actually get out of the game, anything that you can work on, anything that you can improve upon, you know, whether that's for just pure, whether that comes like from pure passion or just from making a profit, you know, they are planning to continue this game. It just instills me with a lot of newfound hope, because the way that KingsIsle was kind of running this game before with just like their little small team, I feel like really, really wasn't sustainable to kind of establish like a really, really long future for this game. So I'm really glad that they are under new management now, and it has me more than ever, like more optimistic than ever for the future of this game. One of the more major actions that MGI has made since the acquisition actually took the form of them just completely carving out the mobile department of the company of KingsIsle, so they could kind of better focus their resources to Wizard101 and Pirate101, and kind of just like right off the bat, it's a great change, you know, that they made, because obviously the mobile games were kind of just taking away from the amount of content that they could push in both games, mainly Pirate101. But I mean, still at the end of the day, it just is still like a really, really good change, you know, that they had actually made like pretty much since the very moment that KingsIsle was acquired. So, you know, if that doesn't spell out good tidings for Wiz, I really don't know what does. And it also kind of just proves that MGI, you know, even though they do, you know, kind of have a history for killing MMOs, which, you know, people have not failed to mention to me, I really do think in some capacity they do know what they're doing. So I really, once again, just kind of bringing it all around, I really do think this game is worth it to play, because it really seems like they do care about kind of doing well and pretty much just making two great games and adding to two great games for just everyone to enjoy. To kind of move away from all of the MGI stuff a little bit, I just want to say that there is still a lot to do, you know, inside of this game, especially if you have not played it for many, many years. You know, there's many side activities that take the form of like fishing, monstrology, crafting, etc, etc. Obviously, we've gotten some really, really major content updates. You know, the max level is actually level 140 now. This is not a max wizard that I am on, but there is a lot of main quest line to go through as well. Not to mention, there is a very, very active and loyal community behind Wiz, so when you're questing throughout the game, you know, there's always people just willing to play with you and help you, and it's just an all-around good time. So my core reasons for making up my justification for you coming back to the game, whether you've been away for a really, really long time or just not that long of a time, are the same, man. It's a fun game, you know, there is a community behind it, there is a lot to do, and I think if you put in the time and effort, it can be a really, really enjoyable experience. So if there was ever a time to play Wiz, I really, really do think that it would be now, especially because of the MGI acquisition. I think we've got a lot of cool stuff to look forward to, and all I can say is I really, really hope you give the game a try. So anyways, that is pretty much going to be it for this video though. I really hope you did enjoy. If you did, you could always leave a like or subscribe to my channel. It would mean the absolute world to me, and I really, really do appreciate it. My horse is kind of blocking my guy's face a little bit, but once again, hopefully you all did enjoy, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care everyone, and peace out.